Hey everybody, this is Black Ridge Outdoors. Thank you for tuning in. You may have read the title, Best Shimano Reel. Frankly, I stand by that with this reel. This is the Shimano Nasci. It happens to be in the size 500, which is the ultralight size. Now, let me tell you how I came to find out about this reel and why it's kind of become my favorite reel, especially in this ultralight size. Essentially, I was shopping, buying, rods and reels one day, and I picked up an ultralight rod. It was green, happened to be green, and then I was just like, I'd like to match that color with the reel. So the store manager, he said, okay, I've got a green reel, and he sold me a Shimano Scimitar, which is this is the successor to the Shimano Scimitar, and that was an amazing reel for me. It did have one hiccup, which I read about a little bit and experienced a little bit. There was a little bit of locking up, but other than that, it was such a good reel. And essentially, I ended up losing that reel on a little fishing trip. I got dumped out of my kayak and lost a rod and reel combo. And so then I was looking again, to replace it. And I thought to myself, man, I wish I could just get a reel that was like that Scimitar, because it had horsed, it had fought, catfish, it had fought trout, it had fought everything, and it did it, did it well, just like this one does too. And so essentially I was reading online about the Scimitar and reading some comments, and I found out that the Scimitar had a successor. It was no longer being produced, probably because of that locking problem it had. And this was the successor. This is the Shimano Nasci. And it's been such an amazing reel. It continues to be just absolutely profound in every way. So much that I bought myself a second one. Now, if you pick one up for yourself, you might get it in a package like this, or might get it in a box. This first one came in a box. This one happened to come in plastic. I'll show you a quick tip to opening packages like this without any tools or knives or anything. Just the expense of a little discomfort of your fingers. But you're going to look at the top. You're going to want to wedge 2 fingers into the top, just like that. And then once you've got 2 fingers in there, you can just open the whole thing right up. More or less. Alright, we'll get it out. And then you need this part. So, alright. Here's a brand new, you just saw me open that Shimano Nasci. I hope you can see on the camera. There is like a blue fleck, like a sparkling blue and red fleck in that paint. The paint, this whole reel is just beautiful, and the craftsmanship is unparalleled. So when you take these out, you got to take off this little plastic piece so that the threads can engage with the reel handle. And then just fix that in there. There it goes. And crank it down. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. Snug. Beautiful. Brand new. It actually feels kind of like the first time I opened up this one. Now they're side by side. This is the new one, obviously. You're gonna get a little bit of paper there covering up the reel housing. You'll take that off when you go to line it up, just like that. And for this guy, I'm probably gonna run a Seagar and VizX. I'll just pick up the 4-pound test. These are my ultralights. I'm running them 4 pounds. Anyways, I just love this reel. I'm gonna actually talk some specs here in a second. It's not just me like saying I love the reel. I actually did a little research. But you know, the feel of this reel, when you open the bail, it clicks open. It's a loud click. And you close it, and then you saw that first one. Check this out. So 27 inches per turn of the handle. That's just one thing I'll throw out there. It's got a 5 to 6 to 1 gear ratio. It holds 100 yards of 4-pound test. 7 pounds max drag. Let's listen to this drag. Turn it down. You hear it's just not skipping a beat. There's so much drag that this reel offers, and when you're fighting fish, you'll feel that. I'm still turning that drag down. You just see how much drag is actually in that reel. I can keep going. You know, it's still not maxed out. And then listen. So that is a lot of play and adjustability in that drag. Let's talk a little bit about some of the internals and externals. One thing I kind of assumed after fishing with this reel before I did any research was that there was a lot of time put into this reel. And then after doing some research, I found out that's definitely true. So Shimano has a concept, I guess, called the Hagane gear. This, I'll tell you, essentially the gears and even like the spool and other parts of the reel are constructed with essentially aluminum and magnesium build, cold forged, you know. But the Hagane gear, I guess it's that main gear inside there. I'm not a reel nerd, but they cold forged that gear under like 200 tons of pressure. They just pretty much stamped that gear, it sounds like. It wasn't a mold. So what you get is like high sensitivity gear teeth. You know, there's a lot of science that went into creating a long-lasting reel that should perform for decades. And the Hagane gear concept, this is another reason why I think this reel is the best Shimano reel. For the price, this is $99.99 MSRP. If you buy the 500 or the 2500, it's all going to be the same price. But I love the 500 because it has a on-off switch, which the bigger sizes do not have that on-off switch. I really like an on-off switch. So I'm just here in Cabela's to demonstrate that the larger sizes of the Shimano Nasci do not have an on-off switch, and I don't know why that's the case. But so that's one of the things I didn't like about them, but everything else is perfect except no on-off switch to speak of. So it's got this technology called the X-ship gearing, which kind of helps fight bigger fish. It keeps the keeps like the rotor and the gears aligned. It helps with casting. That's another thing I've noticed with this reel, like the way, I think the way they shaped the spool, like the line just flies off when you cast. Very easy to cast. All right, so let's just see if I'm missing anything. They did a lot of research to like balance this reel. They have a system called G-Free, the G-Free body. I guess it just brings the weight closer to your hand. I've noticed that it feels very comfortable casting. It's, you know, in the 500, it's probably going to come in at less than 7 ounces for weight. So, you know, it's sturdy, but it's not like ridiculously heavy. Just stupid smooth. Like you've seen me sitting here messing with it. You know, how it just keeps going. You saw that last part, see? And this is the reel that I've been using for like a year or two already. All right, so let's see if I covered pretty much everything I wanted to do there. The metalworking, I guess, in Osaka City, they're in Osaka, Japan, there's a place called Sakai City. They've been doing all sorts of metalworking, and that's kind of where a lot of the design went into, like the gears and things like that. Oh yeah, it's got Super Stopper too. This is something I've definitely noticed also. You know, when you pick a reel up, every time I pick a reel up, I'm at the outdoor goods store or whatever, I check the stop. Like I turn it and then I stop, and then turn, I stop, I turn, I stop. And you see this one, it's just instant, you know, it's not coming back at all. And, you know, other reels, I turn it and then I try to reverse, you know, I try to stop it and go back. And there's like a little split moment where it's moving around. But this one, no reverse, anti-reverse. That's the Super Stopper 2 in there. Also, these reels are built to protect against like water, debris, salt water even. I'm definitely going to be taking these reels on my vacations. So that's kind of it. I wouldn't buy Shimano. You know, actually this is one of my first Shimanos. The Scimitar was probably my first, and then I just kind of loved that reel so much. I felt like I had lost something, and then I was so glad that I found they had the Nasci, the successor. I wouldn't have bought, you know, the Nasci, and I wouldn't have bought any of these, you know, if I didn't feel like Shimano didn't have, and this is my bias, they didn't feel good in the hand, they didn't look good, and they didn't fish good, you know. Even their low price point, like a $19.99 reel, just feels smooth. Nothing about these reels feels cheap. And then the middle price point reels, this is a Sienna, like I think this is the 2019 Sienna. This is a very nice reel. But yeah, I wouldn't have picked up any of those if I didn't already fall in love with the Scimitar and the Nasci. So essentially I'll be running the Nasci's ultralight. I love ultralight. If you haven't tried 4-pound test, I definitely would. The sensitivity that you get with an ultralight rod and 4-pound test line, I wouldn't go much under 4, is just remarkable. I've also got, when I'm not doing open water, I've got these ultralight ice rods that I'm going to be using on for those smaller trout and panfish. So I hope I haven't missed any special information, but like definitely look into the Nasci. If you don't mind not having an on-off switch, you can go for the bigger sizes. But the smoothness, the feel, the aesthetics, that drag. I've caught plenty of catfish on these reels and fought good trout and good bluegills. All around, you know, I just felt like I had to make a video for these reels. And I definitely do think this is the best Shimano reel for like the everyday angler, for like the average angler. It's coming in at less than $100. This is a reel anybody can get their hands on. I did have to special order this one from Scheels because Utah doesn't always have a huge selection of outdoor gear like some of our other neighboring states do. But thank you so much for watching. Honestly, guys, such a cool reel. If you check out some of my older videos, you'll notice I'm fishing this reel. So hope all you guys get out there and catch some. Once again, thanks a lot for tuning in. This is Black Ridge Outdoors. See you next time. One more thing I forgot to mention about the Nasci that makes it unique is the handle is like a tacky, kind of, some might describe it as rubbery, but it's like a tacky, grippy material compared to like their lower end reels is just like a plastic handle. But this handle is tacky and grippy and frankly just super nice. Also, it's not going to be your standard plastic. All right, just had to throw that out there. Okay, hooked up with my second fish. Oh, it's a brown trout. Awesome. Nice brown trout. Look at this guy. Let's be careful with him. Wow. Ooh. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh my goodness gracious. Look, that barely hooked in the lip. Barely hooked in the lip. Look at that beautiful fish. Look at that fish. Let's let him go. Off he goes. Let's catch a bigger one.